Welcome to Shorty Supercoach and welcome to Short of a Length. Dad's back with me and the floor will be yours today, Jeff, because you saw a fair bit more cricket than I did.
Exciting. I think the people call for us to come back, so yes.
No, I think probably I've had better access to the early days and the majority of the first couple were washed out, so I didn't end up saw a little bit. Saturday was a good night's worth of cricket. I think we made it through to about 2:30 or something, but we'll probably more focus on Saturday, and of course you went deep into the night with the final day with some of the best Test cricket you've told me.
It was fantastic. I think that's what Test cricket's all about.
Yeah.
If people that don't quite get Test cricket, you watch that. That's what it's all about. A lot of people go, I end up in a draw. What's the use? But it was tense. It was gutsy. It was hard. It was Test cricket. That's why they call it Test cricket.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get sucked into, 2020 is great, hit and giggle, whatever. It has its exciting moments, but as you say, the battle between two players and individuals and stuff like that as it develops, and it's like, oh, he's got him out the last, like Broad versus Warner, all eyes will be on that.
Yep.
Archer versus Labuschagne or Smith when he comes back and that sort of thing. And even when Archer walks out, there's storylines in a Test match and a 5-test series. But
no, it was riveting. It was absolutely riveting stuff. I mean, we probably only got about 3 days worth, didn't we, out of the 5 days all added up, but they could have easily had a result. And as I said, that last day with Archer bowling and Smith not being able to bat, and how good was Labuschagne? That was just brilliant. I mean, the guy probably wouldn't have got a chance at playing, so it just goes to show he gets his chance. He gets one in the grill, second ball, and has to be checked for concussion.
Unbelievable,
the concussion sub, but I just loved the way he got bounced to his feet, said, yep, come on, I'm ready, bring it on.
Yeah.
Very next ball, you'd probably be expecting another short one. It wasn't, and he was right behind it,
Yeah.
I think there'd be a few guys at the old back leg would be drifting the leg.
Waiting for another get out of the way, but for sure. But well, that's what they love about him. They say that his enthusiasm and things like that, particularly when he was asked to bat 3 at times last summer, apparently it was, great, get me in there.
Yeah.
I'm happy to play. Where, I mean, Craddock on the radio said that, perhaps if you said that to Sean Marsh or something, they might be like, oh, it's not my ideal position,
Yeah.
But he was just jumping at the chance to play, and he had a great record county-wise. I think he scored 1,000 runs at whatever club he was associated with.
Saw the averages. He had, he averaged 65 in 18 innings or something, 500s, 550s.
Yeah.
And he's a handy leggy as well. And he actually, from memory, did okay, didn't he, in the tests over here?
Yeah.
He didn't look out of place. So
quite a few starts, I think, and
yeah.
I mean, probably the two biggest things, I guess the draw, as you say, people might look at it, draw, how boring, but it's changed the whole feel of it. I think after the first test, we felt well on top, and the Poms and the media were burning effigies and all that sort of thing, but it sort of seems to have not shifted, because we're still 1-0 up, and I think we should still be fairly confident. I mean, Smith's out, which is going to hurt, but definitely the Poms are going to be up and about. Their chosen one, Archer, is certainly giving them something to be excited about. They're talking about him being a generational player and that, and you saw him bowl extremely well. Devil's advocate, I thought, it's one test. Let's maybe just calm down a little. Clearly caught us off guard. He was very impressive. He's got weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, were you as impressed as everyone's saying? Like, was he as clearly dominated and was imposing?
Yeah, I was on that showing. I mean, let's not start comparing him to, the West Indies greats and Lillian Thompson yet.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of work to be done to get near those names, but there's certainly something about a fast bowler, especially one who looks like he can hurt the batsman. It brings that whole drama and tension. I mean, I'm going back to 74, 75 with Lillian Thompson, and that was just the most brilliant of Ash's series where the Englishmen were just trembling in their boot,
Yeah.
and Thompson especially, he just had them absolutely not knowing where the ball was going, and that was where Tony Greig, actually, a lot of people bag him a bit, but
Yeah.
he went up a hell of a lot in my estimation.
Yeah.
In that series, he was the only one that took him on.
Yeah.
And played quite well and tried to fight fire with fire a little bit. But yeah, that series was phenomenal. And I remember they brought Colin Cowdrey. Have you heard of him at all?
Heard the name, yeah.
Very distinguished English cricket batsman. They decided to bring him over after a couple of tests at the age of 41.
41.
To face Thompson and Lillee.
Wow, that's amazing. You would have thought those days were perhaps gone.
And he was from the old school of the gentleman sort of cricket and that. And he got a bit of a awakening, but to give him credit, he had padding all over the joint. But he got him behind it. And
well, Thompson was either probably going to try and crush his toes or knock his head off, I would have thought.
Well, the famous one was David Lloyd.
Yeah.
You know, Bumble.
Yeah.
Where I had a cricket book that was on that series called Test of Nerves, and there's about a 3-page description of Lloyd.
Yeah.
And how his box got split. And certain parts of his anatomy.
I have heard that. Yeah. God, what is
certain parts of the anatomy were jammed in the enclosed box with the sort of jagged plastic that was broken. It was a very, very vivid description of what happened. So
that's not where you want your junk to end up.
So that was quite funny. Everyone but poor Bumble. But so getting back to Archer, I was impressed because he seems to be extremely accurate as well as quick. It's one thing being quick, but you see some guys that might get one on the money, but waste the rest of the over, where he was just at them all the time. He was managing to seam the ball up the Lord's slope as well. So you not only had this ball coming at you quick, but also coming into you. And he's also just got that action where he lopes in. You're not sure when he's going to bowl short either. He's got a quick arm. So all in up, he was impressive, and also bowled for a long time. That was sort of Langer tried to put it on him before the series about how long he might be able to go for. I think he bowled at least a 10-over spell at one stage.
I remember.
And his last over was his quickest.
Well, that was the biggest surprise. I think everyone, as you said, Langer, and I think he meant, I don't know, maybe a little bit of mind games, but I think he genuinely felt that this bloke, come from the shorter formats, you know, he'll bowl a few overs, but we can tire him out, get him into his 4th, 5th spell. And, you know, not quite Sean Tate style, but along that line of thinking, he'll tire right out. But he hadn't proved himself, obviously. It was his first test. And Sean Tate, someone like him, Sean Tate's probably a bit quicker, but I mean, he never knew where the ball was going, did he? Wild thing, it could have been.
So, you know, he could waste an over, or he could put 3 right through. You just didn't know. But Archer was, I was very impressed. I thought he was extremely good.
And I mean, we were watching it, and it was gripping television when, I mean, you were fearing the worst when Smith got hit. I mean, first when he got hit in the arm, you thought, Jesus, he's not going to, can he hold the bat? You know, and from that moment he got hit, and he was looking amazing as he was in the first test, unstoppable. And all the talk was coming into that test, how are we going to stop Smith? Here's our glory man, Archie, he's going to bowl quick, he's going to knock you over. And all of a sudden it's on. And I think when he got that hit to the arm, was looked at, was going on, and then I reckon he got another short one, played it, top edged it for 4, didn't look confident. I reckon he played another one, didn't look super confident, and then obviously got hit. So clearly the first ball rattled him. But then the image of Smith on the deck, no replays, no commentary. And it was, you know, clearly deliberate, because at that point everyone's thinking, let's surely hope, you know, it couldn't be what we fear.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, he was conscious and things like that, but you just don't know. And I think
no
for
one
Australian,
was saying anything, were they? But everyone was thinking exactly the same
yeah,
thing.
and it's awkward to sort of talk about it. You don't want to think about it, but it's happened once,
Yeah.
and we're sort of like, Jesus Christ, that's hit him, and he's down.
Yeah, and I didn't realise it got him in the neck to start
Yeah.
with. I thought it had got him sort of
Yeah.
near the temple and that.
Yeah, I
Um,
thought it smashed him in the helmet somewhere.
Yeah, which in past days would probably be worse, but obviously now they've got the protection up there.
Mm,
And we all know what happened to Philip Hughes, and when you see the replay,
yeah,
it's pretty much the same
insane.
spot. So
Yeah.
it's just luck, isn't it? It's just absolute luck
yeah,
where it gets you, whether Philip Hughes had some sort of weakness in his arteries or anything around there,
Yeah.
who knows? But,
yeah.
you know, it could have easily happened again. So, yeah.
Which is crazy to
Yeah.
think about, and it would have been horrific. I mean, and strange that, I mean, he came back out and, you know, clearly didn't look right, but I mean, Jared said, you know, you see him 3 balls, hit the middle one, Steve.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
did a couple of times, a nice stroke through the covers, and then he hoiked him down for 4 again. I can't remember who it was, but he went on
Yeah.
the attack. But then,
Yeah.
then he clearly wasn't right, because he nearly got LB, and then he didn't offer a shot. It was plum
And
as
that
anything.
was-
He walked on it, so he thought he's walked.
Just about looked like
He
did.
went to walk off, and then 10 seconds later, I'll challenge it. You know, I'll
Yeah.
review that. I was like, Steve, you're halfway off to
I mean, the thing was, I think his bat was still in the air, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good delivery, it was, but he definitely wasn't
Yeah,
all there. And I thought, well, I mean, showed tremendous courage coming back
Yeah.
for starters, but I thought, oh well, maybe he's not concussed because it did hit him in the neck.
yeah,
So, you know, there's every possibility that he didn't get concussed, but it looks like he's had all those symptoms afterwards. But, yeah, I mean, it was really a gutsy effort from him. But the other thing, too, that, of course, it's brought into question is the guards.
yeah, yeah.
You know, a lot of people are going, why is he not wearing the
Yeah.
guard? And I sort of thought when the Philip Hughes thing happened and they brought these things in, it'd be compulsory.
Yeah,
But it's not. And so can you imagine the absolute outcry if something happened, like, you know, the Australian Cricket Board would be absolutely under the pump going, well, why didn't you make this compulsory? You know,
Yeah.
guys died.
yeah,
You've got something, you've brought something in to help stop it,
yeah,
and it's not compulsory and it's happened again. So
yeah. There's a lot of talk about it on the radio, and people have different views. You know, I play this level of cricket and it should be a choice. And I think you got to take it out of the individual's hand. I don't care if it's comfortable or you feel restricted. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Because we can't have people dying on the cricket field. And yeah, it's a very rare thing. But it doesn't mean you don't make it an impossible thing, or at least as impossible as technology allows at the moment. And Steve was talking, and I think he basically admitted, oh, I'm probably just going to have to get the nets and get used to
Yeah,
this.
because he said that it was uncomfortable and that. And you know what he's like. He's a
Yeah.
fidgety
Yeah.
and everything, isn't he? But I heard Labuschagne actually. It was what's the young Victorian guy?
Will Pukovsky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Jared talking to him this week
Yeah.
and asked him about it, and he does wear it. He said, "Oh, how'd you find it?" He said, "Yeah, it was a little uncomfortable to start with, but you get used to it. It's like anything, you know,
Yeah.
after a couple of bats and that." And he didn't have any hesitation
Yeah.
in wearing it after something like that happened. So,
Yeah.
I mean, apparently some of the batsmen that were in that game
Yeah.
that saw
Yeah.
it still don't use it, which I find
is
amazing.
amazing.
It is amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I mean, gutsy effort, but it wasn't appreciated by all of the Lord's crowd,
Oh.
which I thought was disgusting. And I know you think the same. I mean, that was.
Ian Healy did, didn't he?
I mean, yeah. You don't see Heels is normally pretty measured. You know, he's on national TV, but he
just said disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And it was like the thing that I couldn't understand was, all right, I didn't like it right from the start, but you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But he actually got a really good response when he went off. There was hardly any. There was one or two.
Yeah.
Which is amazing in itself. After again he's batted brilliantly and then he's been floored. But you would think then coming back next wicket in,
Yeah.
what an effort.
Yeah.
and the booing went up again. And I know that it's probably only 10%, but that's what you hear.
Yeah.
And I just think that's absolutely moronic. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, that just says more about those people.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, yeah, okay, boo him. I think if it was an English guy, I think Australians probably give their fair share of boos every time they walked out or whatever. But I'm pretty confident that if it was the other way around, maybe it's just being standing up for Australia, but I don't think we give that sort of reception.
Well,
but I also would have thought the Poms were better than that too.
Well,
so
the
tough
Poms
to say.
are renowned as, well, certainly the older Poms anyway, that Lord's establishment.
Isn't that what Lord's full of?
Yeah, yeah. And you notice with Lords how much quieter it was.
Yeah.
Compared to Edgbaston. But yeah, I'm on the same view because you watch the footy and that, and it's all, giving it to everyone. But if someone from the opposition gets hurt and you know that he's hurt, you always see the crowd, to a man, applaud as they go off. So
Chris Judd was a good example. I think when he went off in what proved to be his final game and things like that, and even they mentioned on the radio, was it Graham Smith? I've got the right name, the South African captain. He came out. I think he might have broken his hand or hurt his hand. And he was a fair old villain. We didn't like him. Okay, he didn't ball tamper and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I remember when he came out, he got a good reception and that sort of thing.
Because he was facing Mitch Johnson.
Yeah, that's right. Slightly different scenarios, but similar to an extent.
We appreciated what a gutsy effort
it
was to come out injured and face someone like Mitch Johnson. So, So, no, all in up, it was a great test, a really good test. I'm not quite sure why the Poms don't start their matches earlier.
Yeah.
I can't understand that. They get washed out and they start at 11 and the excuse they gave was tradition. And as I saw someone tweet, well, they didn't worry about tradition when they put the stupid numbers on the players' backs, did they?
Yeah.
So that just seemed absolutely crazy. That's one thing cricket's really got to do better with, going off for light and certain things and not playing as many hours as you can. I mean, they're in their summer, it's a long day, and you lose all that time and you still start at the same time. And someone even said, well, lunch, do they need 40 minutes for lunch? If you're looking to make up time, make it half an hour, 20 minutes. But
try and pinch little bits here and there. You don't have to have a massive chunk. But
if they'd done that, there would have been a result for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I guess, moving on to the third test, which is going to be pretty big, obviously. Selection-wise, I think there's a bit of movement. I'm pretty confident England have said they're going in unchanged, which is interesting. We'll have the force change with Smith, but then there's the continual management of the bowlers. The word is Pattinson's going to come in. But what about this bloke called Mitch Starc? I mean, I know he's okay.
They surely can't leave him out for 3 tests.
You can mount a good case. He's our best bowler.
Yeah.
And to knock it, I know, sometimes he's a little wayward, but he's a weapon. I mean, and I think the wayward Mitch Starc's a little bit in the past. I think he's a bloody good bowler of the last 12, 18 months. And the talk is that Lang is hell-bent on this, real line and length, suffocate cricket. And maybe Starc is that bowler who can stray from that. But gee, I'd be playing him. I mean, the talk is Sid will probably out Pattinson in. I like Pattinson in, but I'd want to get Starc in. I'm not exactly sure how you do it. Is Cummins going to play all 5 tests? I don't know. Probably wouldn't have thought, but Hazelwood would be keeping his. I just would love to find a way to bring him in, but it doesn't sound like he is.
No, it's really hard, isn't it? I mean, if we didn't have such a good spinner, you'd almost be tempted in going in with the 4 quicks because, as you said, none of them deserve to miss out. And I don't think I was sort of the opinion that Cummins would play all 5. You certainly have to keep him in at the moment. But if he does, it means that Patterson and Starc, one of them's probably going to miss 3 tests.
Yeah.
2 at the
Which is
minimum,
amazing.
probably 3.
Yeah.
Stark's already missed 2. He comes in, so Patterson misses 2. And how much are they looking with the Archer factor of maybe giving it back to the Poms a bit? I don't think they've quite got that same weapon. I mean, Stark's probably similar pace, but he's not that type of bowler. He's not that, you know, at the body type enforcer like someone like Mitch Johnson or something was.
Yeah.
Cummins is probably a bit close to that, but I think Cummins does tend to bowl too short sometimes when he's trying to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good problem to have, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But I think Stark has to come in at some stage. I mean, as you said, you could argue he's your best bowler. His last test was man of the match, 10 wickets, dominated the World Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
He's taken over 200 test wickets.
Yeah.
Hasn't done a hell of a lot wrong.
Yeah.
Hasn't done anything wrong. So,
well, the irony is that previously we could have had this problem, but someone's always broken down, injured, a bit sore.
Yeah.
As you say, it's a great problem to have, but you feel as if you're letting someone down. And I know they understand the management issue, but Stark would be starting to get pissed off. There's no doubt about it. I mean, good on you, Pete. You know, he wants to be doing it himself. This is the Ashes. It's on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
as good as Siddle, he's such a workhorse. He's honest. And he was unlucky in the second test. All the drop catches seemed to be off him, didn't they?
Yeah, stiff.
But I still don't think he's as dangerous as the other guys, or wicket taker like the other guys.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to come down to. So, it's going to be a very hard choice to see what they do. And they're going to really have to weigh up what the wicket looks like. I'm not sure with the other tests whether they are renowned as green tops more or spinning more or what. I'm not sure. But that'll come into it too. Yeah,
no, well, I think definitely Siddle's done his job and done it really well, but I think it's probably time to unleash one of those guys who may be a bit fresher and traditionally in our best. But, I mean, the batting's interesting too. I mean, Smith obviously go. I mean, clearly Labuschagne will be the man to come in.
Where's he play though?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head. I mean, 3 you would think. Does Khawaja drop to 4? Gets him one more spot away from the swinging ball, which he seems to be struggling against. And then there's the heat. You know, I think if Smith isn't out, I think all the talk's on, well, Bancroft, you know.
Yeah.
You're probably out, mate. I don't think he should, just because they'll be hesitant to change too much.
Yeah.
You know, probably one bowler, one forced change. We're 1-0 up. Why are we making 3 changes?
Yeah.
But I think on their own merit, personally, I'd like to see Harris coming for Bancroft, to be honest, because Warner's struggling too.
No, Warner's bad.
Previously, you know, we've had someone almost often struggling with Warner, but Warner's playing great, where that opening pair is not going well.
No, and that's what you don't need. That's what brings the fast bowlers, Archer and the rest of them in. When you lose that 1 or 2 quick wickets, it just puts pressure galore on the team.
Yeah.
And we're just not getting a start at all. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? There was arguments for Harris being, after Smith, probably the second best performed batsman in Australia, and he's not getting a game. Stark's not getting a game. Bancroft, I did admire his gutsy as well, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
He puts his body behind it and got starts, and he did weather a fair bit of that attack in that second innings for quite a while. So he was good there. I think the biggest problem with him is technique.
Yeah,
He's got the old sort of Shane Watson, Ricky Ponting towards the end of his career, that
front leg.
That front leg. More Watson probably. Ponting started to fall over a bit to the thing where Watson and Bancroft, they bring that, and Finch is another one, they bring that leg and just plant it too early and plant it, and then are just absolutely suckers for that ball cutting in, and they have to try and play around their pad. And the other thing with Bancroft, he just never seems to bring his bat down in the right plane. You know, he's always on an angle coming across, and you know, it's hard enough get in the middle of the bat without doing that. He's obviously got a good eye, but technique-wise, I don't know. If they pick Harris, I'm fine with it. If they give Bancroft another go, I'm fine with it because they will make at least 2 changes anyway.
Yeah.
If Bancroft gets another go, Harris is very unlucky, and he certainly has to make runs.
Has to, doesn't he?
And then what do you do? What if Bancroft makes runs and Warner doesn't?
I know.
Do you look at it after 3 tests?
How many credits does one man have in the bank?
I mean, obviously he's got more credits. I'm all for that. He's a proven player. But gee whiz, especially if they lose the 3rd test and he makes, doesn't make double figures again.
Yeah.
You've got to look at it.
You have to, don't you? I mean, no one's safe forever. And
no.
Look, if you're out of form, Dave, you're out for this week, mate. Whether there's a tour match or he can find form in the nets or something, you can always bring him back next test. It's not a disaster, but it's a 5-test series. You can't wait too long. But I think they'll try to avoid being too unsettled and make too many changes. I think they'll just make 2, but I'd make 3. And other people would say that Tim Payne is annoying them as well with his batting, but I think he's the captain. He's the best keeper going around for us, and his leadership, and this is his team, and so I don't think that's and look, I mean, Wade would like to. I mean, you can poke holes at anything. He's made a century 1 test ago, so we're not going to get carried away. But
I was disappointed in his innings.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it, but I was just looking at numbers.
He's out against the spin.
Yeah.
It was a real soft dismissal.
Yeah.
Just dumb.
Yeah.
And I must admit, bloody Leach, who we were sort of
Tonk this guy,
just bowling nude balls all the time.
Yeah.
Gee whiz, he made Lyon look a bit ordinary because Lyon didn't get much at all in that last innings. He finished for none for 100 and something.
Right.
But he was getting ones, and maybe because Lyon puts the big top spin on and that, he doesn't get the sort of low bounce.
Yeah.
But he got a few where they really kept low, and that was the one that got Bancroft, where he made the mistake. He played back when he needed to play forward, but it hit him, 6 inches up.
Yeah.
And he got a few like that were keeping really low, and actually he was getting the spin. And they showed, I was quite amazed. He's played only about 6 tests, but he's averaging 25 or something.
Yeah, right.
And his second innings, he was, very good figures. I mean, small sample size, but he was quite impressive too.
Yeah. No, we've got a good problem with the bowlers, but we've got a lot of questions with the batting. And out of form Warner, no Smith, and they've been so reliable for so long. So some others have to step up.
Yeah.
I think Travis Head's looked really, really good, and I think he's due to go on with one.
Yeah. I will say about Travis Head though, his first over that he faced, he was all over the place.
Yeah.
And he also, some of his shot selection early on was of someone who wasn't really quite thinking properly, and the pressure got to him.
Yeah.
But I mean, his scores have been all right, but he was probably very fortunate to survive early. He got some really lucky breaks. He was nearly bowled a couple of times. Then he was dropped.
Yeah,
that was huge, that one, when he was dropped for about 20.
Yeah.
So he got away with a bit, but I mean, at the moment, he's certainly in the team. I just think, he copped a lot of criticism where he got caught, how he got caught sort of that fly slip a couple of times, and that just not quite thinking things through. So I think he needs to improve a bit there. And Khawaja, God, he's a
tease.
He's a tease. Another word in front of
it. He just promises
Oh, no.
and shows he's had some 30s, some 40s. I mean, I'll back him in. I feel like he's not far off, but he also never quite feels safe sometimes. He plays so hard at the ball sometimes.
And I'm also now worried that Archer is in.
Yeah.
Because Bumrah
Yeah.
made him look a bit
Yeah.
ordinary, didn't he?
And that's what's great about Test cricket. You have a weakness, good luck with it, because we are going to hone in on that.
Yeah. I'll give you one example. Michael Bevan.
Yeah.
Just, we know what a brilliant one-day player,
Mm.
brilliant shield player, but when he got into Test cricket,
Yeah.
short ball,
Yeah.
and he only played 18 Tests, never got 100 because
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
the Poms sorted him out with a short ball, a few other sides. He just
Yeah. Couldn't handle it.
couldn't handle it. He didn't have a technique of where I think you've really got to either duck all the time or play it all the time. The worst thing is that one where they're standing and trying to play. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that's where you can see Payne's tried to go, okay.
He's backed himself in and it hasn't worked yet.
Yeah, he has got out to the hook a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a catch and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But, it's all set up for a hell of a series. I mean,
It is, yeah.
We're 1-0 up, and we have the Ashes. A little fortunate probably to get away with the draw, but that's what happens in Test cricket. So.
Yeah. You only got to win one of the next 3 to retain it. And I think last week when we were speaking, we were 1-0 up, and I think our vibe was, let's not get great to be 1-0 up, let's not get too carried away. And I think it was a good call because the Pommers hit back.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm sort of like, don't get too carried away with the Pommies. I think, it's sort of like, okay, you've shifted a bit of momentum, but hey, we're still 1-0 up on your turf.
Yeah.
I think we're looking good. I'll back Warner in. I think he's just got to... I'd go for the shots a bit more old Dave Warner. He seems a bit reserved.
He was a little more positive,
Was he?
I thought.
Yeah.
Not that there was a big sample there.
Yeah. Well, I'd encourage it even more.
Yeah. Well, he did hit a 4 pretty early, and that, I think you're right. He's got to go for it more because he's the sort of bloke that if he does get on a roll, he will get away.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's certainly getting caught in the slips or bowled a bit at the moment. So
yeah.
And the Poms with Roy, it's interesting they're keeping him too. Quite happy about that.
Jared, did you hear Jared's comments? He goes, if he makes it, I'll fall off my chair. And said, Jared's not normally that hard.
No, he was...
or at least, just scathing, really.
He was really sort of having a go technique-wise and everything, wasn't he? And he was the guy that dropped head too, by the way.
Yeah.
So
he must have been feeling like looking for a
didn't-
hole in the
didn't-
ground.
Didn't have a great test.
Yeah.
So no, it's all set up for a ripper series, and it's really hard to know how it's going to go. So it's really going to test who wants to stand up, because that's what's going to come down to. I think a few blokes that stand up at the right time.
Yeah.
Make the difference.
No, what a second episode. A well-oiled machine.
I know, comedy not quite as high as the first episode.
No, we've got our game face
It is a
on
cricket
today.
show, isn't it?
No, very in the zone. We'll have to lighten it up.
Yeah.
In about
I think
6
it's
days'
just
time.
watching those couple of days. I'm just right into it.
No, good stuff. I'll probably see you Saturday night to watch a bit of it.
Okay, mate. Sounds good.
Cheers.
Okay, see you, mate.